guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So the free-to-play type metal coolers all got EZAs, and they of course all have a 200% leader skill as well with LR metal cooler. I feel like a lot of these free-to-play type metal coolers, they're okay, they're decent. I feel like you could probably use some of these units. You could do some things, right? You could probably no item some tough red zone stages with some decent luck, right? You will be healing a lot and stuff like that. I think they did a pretty good job, actually, with a lot of these free-to-play type metal coolers, right? Especially, I do feel like, you know, if you're using, you know, a team at least mostly made up of Wicked Bloodline characters, I do think that these characters can be fairly decent, right? So, we'll look at all of them individually. Let's go ahead and jump in. We'll start with the AGL one, which I think might be the best. We'll go ahead and jump into an event and take a look at how decent this AGL, like, typing metal coolers. Remember, the way these characters work is the typing is in their name. So this character's name is Metal Cooler, and then AGL is in his name, right? So that's kind of the way these units work. All right, let's go ahead and jump in. Alright guys, so we are here in an event, so there's a couple of interesting things we can do here with this metal cooler, right? Now, the number one thing is that he does change STR key spheres to rainbow if the character is the first attacker at the start of turn. So I guess the way that works is, like, if you float them off the previous turn, you're going to get them to be a rainbow orb changer for that turn, right? It's like, if you're running a couple of these guys, it could be very helpful, right? If a lot of the run, you've got rainbow orb changing going on. A lot of the metal cooler characters don't really need the rainbow orbs, but certainly these type metal coolers need it just for their passives, right? What I mean is that key is really good for all these free-to-play metal coolers, right? All right, so what is the link set looking like? Auto Regeneration, Fusion, Deficit Boost, Brutal Beatdown, Thirst for Conquest, Strongest Clan in Space, Shattering the Limit. We're actually not going to be able to activate most of those just with the Int LR Metal Cooler Army, but that's okay. Again, we've got the other free-to-play metal coolers and stuff here. We'll be able to, you know, get a couple of different rotations, see how this guy is going to look, right? So one of the biggest things here for him is that we're getting 40% attack and defense per Wicked Bloodline category ally in the team, right? Up to a maximum of 200%. So it's like you need, what, 5 units? You know, 5 characters have to be Wicked Bloodline to get the full stats. This AGL Metal Cooler, he also gives all allies 2 key. Probably not the biggest deal, but I think it certainly could be useful for a unit like EZA or something like that, right? He has a medium chance to dodge. And then we get another 20% chance to dodge with 3 rainbow key spheres. So we do this, and we're going to jump up to a 50% chance to dodge, right? Now that we got the 3 rainbow key spheres. Also, this character gets 25% defense per key sphere obtained. If there's another ally whose name includes Metal Cooler, we saw his defense jump up right there. And then super attack effect is 50% defense. So we're going to jump up to, what, about 300k defense right here, with the little bit of damage reduction from the links and the 50% chance to dodge. And all of a sudden, he's not too bad. Like, he's, like, decent. He's, like, kind of like a little utility option we can run, right? A character with a 50% chance to dodge, giving some allies some key, right? 300k defense. And that was with us, like, we didn't have, like, all of his links activated, right? Like, we can get him next to one of these other free-to-play metal coolers, and we'll have, like, all of these links activated, and then it'll be a little bit different, right? Because there's a lot of stats these characters are getting from links, right? These metal coolers and stuff like that. All in all, I would say I do like them enough. I mean, sure, could they have been a bit better? Yeah. The one main metal cooler I think really should have been better is the STR free-to-play one, the one that's just called Metal Cooler, right? Not this one. This is the type Metal Cooler. But the one that's just called Metal Cooler, right? That one I think should have been made a little bit better to sort of help bring things together. But I like what they did with these characters. I do think it's pretty much good enough. All right, so right here we'd have Auto Regeneration, Thirst for Conquest, and Strongest Clan in Space. That's with the main Metal Cooler LR right there. Okay, so again, we get more defense per orbs. We don't really have too many orbs available to us right here. We will be able to go ahead and get 3 orbs right here, though. All right, so let's see. This is a turn without support as well. So we'll sort of see this turn. We'll do another run. We'll get the metal cooler next to like one of these free-to-play ones, and get, you know, all 7 links activated. Probably that STR one, who's a support as well, right? Yep, there's that dodging kicking in. Dodging is one of the big things for this one, right? Like I use this character when I was, you know, doing the Spirit of the Saiyans and Pride of the Wicked Bloodline event, right? Which can be very tough. And it's like dodging is a huge strat in there because the enemies just hit so hard, right? This free-to-play type metal cooler on the team sort of helping out LR metal cooler, it can work depending upon what stage you're doing. All right, here we go. So this is a rotation we'll want to see. So we're going to be getting the 50% support from STR Cooler. We'll have all 7 links activated, right? Hopefully we can get a bunch of orbs as well for AGL Metal Cooler. So let's see. So this STR free-to-play cooler, I'm going to do a video on this guy soon enough. If we get 3 rainbow orbs with him, we get another 20% attack and defense for all allies. So let's go ahead and get the 3 rainbow orbs right there, which will go ahead and buff AGL Metal Cooler up a little bit more. We want to get as many orbs as possible here since we have another metal cooler on the rotation. So we'll go ahead and get these 6 right here. That will give us the extra defense. So we're up to about 300k right there. So, I mean, if we super attack on this rotation, we'll jump up to, what, like around 450k-ish defense. So, like, that's decent. Especially if we're going to also have... Well, actually, I mean, that's pretty good if he's also got a 50% chance to dodge. Like, 450k defense and a 50% chance to dodge is solid, right? Because that means a lot of these red zone bosses and stuff like that, the big ones, like, they're not going to one-shot you if he does get touched. I mean, maybe Cell Max is going to do a million billion damage to him, right? But y'all get what I mean. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good right there. And then, of course, we are getting the 50% support from Cooler. We have all of our links activated. Remember that these free-to-play metal coolers do have that really good link at the start, too. Auto Regeneration, the first link, which is 5% HP regen and 5% damage reduction, which is really quite effective, right? So let's go ahead and see what stats we get on this turn for the AGL free-to-play type metal cooler. Again, I think the units are decent. 3.56 right there. We'll be able to get some effect out of these guys, right? Like, they certainly can be pretty useful, I think, in a variety of different situations. Maybe we should, real quick, since this is more of a defensive-oriented unit, why don't we do one more rotation, actually, where I orb change? Let's just do a quick turn where we orb change, and just have, like, pretty much the entire field, right, just orbs for him, and just see what his defense gets up to on a turn like that. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump in. Let's take a look at what we can do with some orbs here. Okay, so let's just change as many as we can. We'll be able to get a fair amount of orbs. I believe the little candies still count as orbs if we grab those. So let's just change a bunch of this and then see what we can get to. So what is the max amount we'll get right here? 15? I guess we could have done a lot more. Maybe we'll do another turn. 15. We could definitely do better than 15, right? Okay, so we're at 193k defense. We'll go ahead and grab our 15 orbs, and then what does that jump up to? We get up to 400k defense. So when he supers, he's going to be getting 50%. So it's like we're going to be at, what, like 600k defense? Like, that's definitely decent right there, for sure. Okay, let's get this rotation, and again, I think I do want a little bit more than 15 orbs, which we could do, so we'll hop into one more. What's our attack set right here? 3.2. But we're seeing some good stats for this AGL Metal Cooler, for sure, right? I mean, 600k defense with 50% chance to dodge, that's pretty good. Alright, so let's just try again. Let's go ahead and see how many orbs we can get right here and what our defense is going to be. This will be a decent rotation because I believe we don't have support up right here, right? So this will just be AGL Metal Cooler just with his sort of stats right here, right? We can get this one right here. What is our highest we'll be able to get? 22. So everything except for one orb. That's decent. We have all 7 links activated. We got 1 orb. and we get up to 469. So you can see that this metal cooler, he does have a little bit. I think especially if you're going to go fight a strong STR boss, this guy can certainly be helpful. Absolutely, right? Now, definitely, you're not going to want to use this guy against, like, Red Zone Super 17, I guess, because he'll just be healing Super 17. But if you're going to go up against an STR boss especially, I do think that this free-to-play metal cooler can be good. I think a lot of them, they can be used against whatever, like, type advantage boss they have, because that's the smartest way to build your teams against these tough red zone bosses is, you're fighting Bojack, whose strongest phase is tech, so you want to use, a lot of int characters. I do think that these free-to-play metal coolers, having all their links activated and how effective they can be in some of these teams, I do actually think that they can be utilized against, type advantage for those tough red zone bosses. So I think it's pretty good. So, all right, let's just get this one more rotation right here. We do have all 7 links activated, just sort of a normal rotation. 265 right there. Again, we're going to get 50% defense on super attack. He's decent. For a free-to-play character to sort of, like, help out these Wicked Bloodline teams, right, these Metal Cooler teams, I think that this guy is actually pretty solid. So, let me know what you guys think of the AGL-type Metal Cooler. Alright, this is Demonic Fighter of Steel, Metal Cooler AGL. His leader skills Accelerated Battle, category key 3 and 77% of stats, or all types key 3 and 40% of stats. So these units will be really solid for EZA areas for sure. His super attack is the Supernova, which greatly raises defense for 1 turn and does supreme damage to the enemy. His passive skill, Chemical Change. So if he ends up being the first unit at the start of the rotation, he will change SDR key spheres to rainbow key spheres. He gets 40% attack and defense per Wicked Bloodline category ally in the team, up to a max of 200%. He gives all allies 2 key. Then he has a 30% chance to dodge, and he gets another 20% chance to dodge with 3 rainbow key spheres. So that will bump you up to a 50% chance to dodge. And then he gets 25% defense per key sphere obtained if there's another ally whose name includes Metal Cooler attacking in the turn. His links are Auto Regeneration, Fusion, Deficit Boost, Brutal Beatdown, Thirst for Conquest, Strongest Clan in Space, and Shattering the Limit. 12 key multiplier is 140%. And then we have a few little categories that Metal Cooler's on here. So for starters, he's on the Resurrected Warriors category. This is a team that certainly could use a couple of, I think, new units, new power to this team. This team could, I think, use some help to bring it together. We'll see what will happen, right? Then this guy is also over here on the Movie Bosses category team. Movie Bosses definitely in a pretty good spot, I'd say. Then he's over here on the Wicked Bloodline category as well. Then right here, he is on the Artificial Life Form category team. So that team is getting some extra buffs. Then right here, he is on the Terrifying Conquerors category. Probably the best villain team in the game. Because, I mean, all of the good, like, Frieza clan units are on here, except for, like, Angel, Golden, Frieza, pretty much, right? So, I do think Terrifying Conquerors is better than just straight-up, like, Wicked Bloodline, right? Then, of course, there's also Target Goku right here, which the Metal Coolers are a part of. Some of these teams would be interesting, maybe with a 200% lead. Target Goku, Artificial Lifeform, Resurrected Warriors. It'll be interesting to see it happen. Then Cooler is also on the Revenge category, which is another small team. Cooler is also on Corroded Body and Mind. Again, another very small team. Good that this team is getting some buffs. Yeah, we've had actually quite a few units released this year for the Corroded Body and Mind team, huh? Okay. And then finally down here we have the Accelerated Battle category that Metal Cooler is a part of. Now this would be an insane 200% right here. This is a busty team right here, Accelerated Battle. So let me know what you guys think of the free-to-play type Metal Coolers. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.